Hello everyone, welcome on joining us on our online teaching 1, 2, 3 from zero to hero. For those who are first time here with us, you are very welcome. And for those who have attended our previous workshop, you may use this video as a way to do your revision or to check out what have you missed out during our workshop last time. As you have noticed, or you might have noticed, this is not the actual recording of our workshop. I have made a new video for the benefit of those who didn't join us during the workshop. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, let's start off with a simple self-introduction. My name is Pierre Wee. It spells that P-I-E-R-R-E. Okay, I know it's a bit hard to pronounce, but it's totally fine that you forget my name after this workshop. But do make sure that you memorize and remember and even note down whatever I have shared with you throughout this video, and hopefully it will bring benefit to your ministry and the kids that God has given us to serve. So I'm from Full Gospel Church JB, and I'm a full-time in church, and my primary ministry is on children ministry. So you can see me always mixing around with a lot of kids. Okay, in the photo you can see this is a day camp that we have in a primary school. All right, with a lot of youth as well. You know, we work very closely with our youth as well. And yeah, this is a camp. It's in Pandan. All right, so. Where am I? Actually, I'm here. Okay, very far away. Okay, and we also have some collaboration with other church as well. For this example, actually we organize a fun fair with a church in Batu Pahat. All right. Okay, yeah, that's me. Okay, and this is a photo taken for our past Christmas event, because in 2 years ago, I have the privilege to join this drama team, because we have a Christmas celebration. It's a great way for us to preach the gospel and to invite our friend to church. So I'm very blessed to join this team as a director for the skit. All right. So this is all our actors. Okay. And I would like to share with you a challenge that I took on this beginning of this year. All right. As you can see, I'm standing on the stage, and right next to me is one of our church pastor. And yeah, sometimes I do feel very stressed when I have to be on stage and perform together with our pastor. So what does this challenge actually is? Once every 3 years, our church will have an appreciation night event for those who have been serving faithfully throughout these 3 years with us. I was given a chance. I really thank my church for giving me such an opportunity to perform entertainment for the night. The art that we perform that day is actually a crosstalk. Okay, Chinese is called 相声. So it's a traditional Chinese performing art, and basically two people have to stand on stage and have to crack jokes, and yeah. So it was a very new and stress challenge for me, because I have never performed crosstalk, and furthermore, you have to perform in front of so many people. Okay, how many people are there? Let me show you. Okay, this is the audience of that night. All right, so we basically around have about 1,000 people with us that evening, and yeah, definitely, because I have never performed a crosstalk before, so definitely it is a very stressed thing for me, and but thank God, by the grace of God, we managed to complete the performance, and from the look and responses from the audience, they pretty much enjoy the show, thank God. Yeah, so why do I share this particular challenge that I took on? Because as we talk about online teaching, definitely that the first impression we have is like this picture, like I'm sitting in front of a computer, and with a professional camera, and with professional equipment, and I have to talk through this camera and try my best to convey my message across to whoever that I'm talking to, and I know a lot of us feel very stressed and feel very foreign to this new way of teaching, because we get used to physical meeting and talk to people face to face, but now we have to change online, and definitely it's not an easy task for us in order to start off with. But please remember just at how I managed to took on the challenge for my crosstalk performance in front of so many audience, which I start from zero literally. I know nothing and I start working on it. I believe that you all also can do it for online teaching. Definitely you might say, are you sure? Don't worry. We start off and learn, and we work on with whatever we have first. And definitely throughout the practice and serving, we can gain experience and we can be better and better, you know. So there are lots of ways to improve, and hopefully today, you know, by the end of this workshop, you will be encouraged by me and also to pick up a few very useful skills that you can use on your online teaching. Alright, before we really get into our tutorial, so I would like to especially thank this brother. His name is Kenneth Kwan, because we have attended a workshop that he has conducted about a month ago, that he teaches like generally on how to do online teaching with a very interactive way. Okay, and we apply what he have taught us from the workshop and apply it to our children ministry. So it has been very useful for us, and from his teaching we are able, with this very good foundation, we are able to, you know, have come up with other very creative way as well, which we will share with you all later. Okay, but first of all, when we share screen, then we are not able to see other people's faces. So what we can do is, actually there's an option here where we can, there's a hide a video panel, or you can show the video panel. Okay, so by clicking different version, you can see different numbers of people's faces here. Alright, and in the second one, you can even, you know, enlarge it and minimize it. Okay, depends on your own preference. Alright, you can see when I click on the thumbnail video, I'm able to see others as well. So it's good for me to, you know, interact and to check on, you know, their responses and how are they doing during the lesson. You know, it's very important. Okay, and now we are going to talk about, for those who are not the person that share screen, how can we enable the similar function as well. Alright, so let's say now we have other people who is sharing screen. Maybe I'm like a, you know, assistant teacher, where I can also to assist the class by, you know, contain or maintaining the orders in the class, you know. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, yeah, so when I'm not the one who shares screen, so when we see this view option, there is a side-by-side mode, where you can see, you know, when once I click on it, I can see the faces of others. You know, you can choose other view as well, whether it's gallery view or is it just a speaker view. Speaker view, that's the only person that are talking, you're able to see lah. Okay, and what I would suggest is usually I will make it to 50-50, so I can at the same time see the interaction or the responses of the kids, whereby I can also see what the teacher are teaching on PowerPoint, or, you know, through video as well. Alright, so this is for those who are the assistant teacher who are not sharing screen. Okay, this is a thing that you should take note on. So besides the video panel, that's very important, you know, to check on the kids, whether how are they behaving or how they're going throughout the lesson. There's another one more thing that's very important, and a way to interact with the kids throughout the lesson, which is the chat function. Okay, so if I'm the one that's sharing screen, how can I activate the chat function? Alright, let me show you the example. Okay, as you can see, this one is the video panel that's been activated. Alright, and the chat function, you can click the more, it's on the top. Okay, the first one is the chat, and I will suggest you all to put it on the right hand side, you know, the corner here, so you can ask them question and get them to reply. You know, you can reply from the chat and ask them, and from here you can also check their responses and replies, and you can instantly, you know, you respond to their replies. Okay, and for those who are not the one sharing screen, actually the function will be on the bottom, and there's a function called chat, which you can easily see and enable it. Okay, so let's start our sharing. The first skill that I'm going to teach you all is the function of annotation. So where can you enable this function of annotation? Okay, so you can find it on top. There is a annotate function, and during the workshop that we have did last time, we introduced them this usage of this stem, whereby we use this love, you know, And the question that I asked the audience is that, can you please use this heart shape to stamp out where do you come from? Okay, for example, my hometown is Johor Bahru, so definitely I will stamp it here. All right, it's okay. So you can stamp it everywhere from your hometown. Okay, somebody was like from Sarawak, and we have a few from KL as well, like Penang. I think we have one or two. Yeah, and I know different places of Johor as well, so this is a very simple usage for us to interact with the children. All right, so and you might be afraid that some kids might be very naughty, then they will just anyhow draw, like this one, like you draw anyhow, you take the draw and start drawing, so you might be panicked, but don't worry, okay, because there's another function right here, which is show name of annotator. Okay, so by showing the name of annotator, by enabling this function, when they annotate, then the name of the annotator will be shown on the drawing themselves. Okay, for example, if I were to draw anything here, then right beside here will have my name that will appear, so you don't have to be worried about it. All right, and when we are going to like next slide, definitely we would like to, you need to clear all drawing first. If not, the drawing will be brought to the next slide as well, okay, which might not be appropriate, or not usable or relevant to the next slide of the teaching. Okay, so definitely you have to clear all drawing before you proceed. Okay, and because you can control when you want them to use the annotate function, so that's why you have to be very you need to control it. All right, so let's see, now we close it first. Okay, and how do we disable the function? Actually, it can be appear here, disable attendee annotation. Okay, so anyone beside you will not be able to annotate. Okay, so once you disable it, so throughout the lesson they cannot annotate your share screen. Okay, unless you want them to annotate, then only you enable it again. All right, and I will give you an example of what we did during the workshop last time. Okay, and this is what we did. Okay, yeah, we have about 100 people joining us that day, and yeah, this is the drawing. Because some of them are just started using Zoom, and they are not familiar, that's why they have some drawings over here. But don't worry, all these little things here, it's okay, because we all learn. We learn by making mistakes sometimes, so when you teach the kids, definitely they cannot get it maybe just on the first time, so be patient and guide them. All right, don't have to be panic, everything can be learned. Okay, so we learn one by one, don't be afraid to make mistakes. So next, I will introduce you some very useful and free website for you to use it to access your teaching, or to make your online teaching even more interesting. All right, so today I will introduce you 3 websites, and we will go through 2 of them with you. Okay, just a brief one. Okay, so the first one we will use is Quizizz. Okay, it's Quizizz. Okay, Quizizz.com. All right, so let's go into the trial. Okay, so this is the trial of the game that we did also during the workshop, as you can see. All right, so I wouldn't tell you the answer. Okay, so I just anyhow answer. Okay, so they will have this ranking as well, as you play in groups, so it will be more interesting because everyone will try to get to the top of the ranking. So okay, yeah, so they will have a very cute music as well also, and they will have some special function whereby you can power up. Okay, so that's it for this sharing. Okay, so this is the first website that we can introduce you all to use it to make your teaching even more interesting or interactive. Okay, so and I will also include the link at the bottom of our video, so you can try out the game yourself as well, so you can get a hang of it. And let's go to our second website. The second website is called Mentimeter.com. Okay, so how does it look like? Okay, so let's go. This is the Mentimeter. Okay, so when we log in, when we want to create the game, then we will have to use Mentimeter.com. But for those who want to join the game or the question, they have to go to Menti.com. Okay, be careful of the difference. Okay. Alright, and this is the demo of what we did last time during a workshop as well. You know, we can ask our kids any kind of question you want. You know, for example, this one I asked what's the food they crave for. You know, during the MCO. So we have about 52 participants that day on this game. So when they type in their answer, the numbers of the answer being typed out by more people, then the word will be larger. So for example, you can see, you know, strawberry might not be favorite of many, but like nasi lemak, you know, you can see that nasi lemak is the biggest word there, which means that more people are fond of nasi lemak. Okay, so you know, as the game are going, you know, the teacher can also be like a host, you know, to host a program, you know, to get them to be more involved or to be able to enjoy the game even more. You know, don't just say, oh, okay, I'm going to play a game, just throw it there for us to go and play. But you know, you can talk throughout the game is going on, and to, you know, make everyone be more engaged in the game. All right, and beside this one, actually it's called Word Cloud. All right, and beside Word Cloud, actually they have different types of questions that you can ask, you know, whether it's multiple choice, open-ended, Q&A, ranking, scales, and so much more. Okay, you can just explore yourself. All right, it's also free, this one. All right, and okay, and the third one actually is called Kahoot.com. Okay, Kahoot, okay, .com, and this one is slightly similar to the Quizzy.com, but there's slightly difference as well. Okay, if you like to know the differences, basically you can just create a new account in the website and try to explore the thing yourself. You know, even you can go to like YouTube for like easy tutorial for you to know how to use them. And yeah, it's not that hard to learn, and yeah, so hopefully and I believe that you will be much better than me, you know, in creating all these things and to use all these online and free resources that's available for us. So right now we have learned about two things. First is the annotation. Second is the website that we are able to use to help us to conduct a very interesting lesson. So these are just a few methods, and we will talk about a few more later. But the main point or the reason behind all these methods are actually the same, which is to make our lesson engaging. And when we want to conduct a very engaging lesson, it's very important that we ask ourselves, how can I get my children, which is on the other side of the screen, to be involved in the lesson itself? How can I engage them? How can they participate in the lesson also, but not just a one-way communication whereby I just keep on teaching, and they just keep on listening. So this is a very important point. Now I will show you an example of how we conduct our lesson. Alright, so let's get started. So this is the lesson that we did last time, a few weeks ago. Okay, which is on the topic of metal workers. Okay, we get this lesson from the Bible. This is the scripture about when Solomon would like to build a temple for God. You know, he hired this metal worker named Huram. All right. So in this lesson, there are a few ways that we use, you know, to get them involved and to engage in the lesson. For example, this one, you know, we can ask them, you know, children, which one do you think is the temple that Solomon built for God? You know, is it A or B? You know, you can either use like a notation function whereby you get them to, you know, whether it's circle or to put love stamp or whatever way the annotation you want to do. You know, make sure your instruction is very direct and concise so that they can understand what you wanted them to do. Okay, so they can also maybe like, you know, reply in the chat, you know, to get them also be involved. There's a way also. Okay, so let's continue. So in the lesson, we talk about what is being made by the metal worker to put in the temple. For example, like golden lampstand, seraphim, and then so much other things. Throughout the journey, the process of building the temple. Like for example, like bronze pillar, you got a lot of like lamps as well, and there's a lot of material as well. We go through them. Then after that, we get them to be involved. How do we do it? We share a blank screen with just a few lines. We make a partition that split the screen, and then we ask them, children, what do you remember just now from the lesson? What is being made by Huram? Can you draw one of the example? So the kid just started. Everyone draw in their own column or compartment. You can say that. So as you can see, we have a few different drawing. This is the bowl. This is the bronze pillar, gold plate, silver plate. We have pails, and I think this is the plate where you put the lights, and this is seraphim. Okay, and the one that really surprised us the most is this golden lampstand. Why? Because it's drawn by one of the naughtiest, or I would say the most mischievous kids in our class. And he's very detailed in the drawing also. He even used two different colors to draw the lights of the lamp. So we are very surprised now, because and indeed kids' imagination are so way beyond our expectation. They can do so well, and I think this is a very good way we not only to get them involved in the lesson, and also we can spur up their interest, and we can really explore their talents. So this is one of the examples that we did. So this is the next one that we did. So actually this is during the past Mother's Day. So we have online interaction with the children and their parents. Okay, so we not only get the kids to be involved, but we get their mother to be involved. They come into the camera as well, and we will have some interaction with them, whereby whether to hug your mom, to say thank you, or actually we even ask them to do their own craft or cards, to really give them to their mothers in order to thank them, appreciate them for their hard work and things like that. So this is one of the chance where we get the parents to be involved in the lesson as well. Not only by that, actually when the parents are realize that actually the teacher are putting a lot of effort in conducting the lesson and to get them involved. So the parents will also start to remind the kids next time. They will give extra attention, or to remind their kids, hey, it's about time, right, or for your online class, you should go and get prepared. So all this also play a very important part, because we are not physically with the kids, but when the parents can be there, to give them reminder and also to encourage them. So I think it's a very good thing. So that happened out of our expectation, but it's very good to have interaction not only with the kids but with their parents as well, because we want to know how the kids are doing, whether in class or at home. It's very important. We don't just teach them lesson, but we be involved in their life as well, that we really show concern and care to them. Alright, so now I can show you a video that we did for Mother's Day.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Such a beautiful soul. I never thought that I would be son to someone as lovely as she. Isn't she lovely? She's my mom. Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Boy, I'm so happy. I have been heaven blessed. I can't believe what God has done. I might be the luckiest son, but Isn't she precious? Such a beautiful soul. I can't believe I get to be son of someone as lovely as she. Isn't she lovely? She's my mom. Isn't she lovely? She's my mom.
Alright, isn't it amazing? And you can see from the video, although it's very simple, we don't have like much effect, we don't know much about video editing, but still we produce a video for them. And so that's why I want to encourage everyone. Don't feel very stressed, and think that you must be very good in order to start doing it and start serving or to show people your work. But I would encourage you to start from what you know first, and because when you really put in effort, the parents can feel it, and they will really appreciate for your hard work. And not only for Mother's Day, actually for the Father's Day, which is on the next month, actually we also did a video, and let's watch the video now.
Happy Father's Day, what I knew.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Yeah, you got a friend in me. Girl, you got a friend in me.
Happy Father's Day. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, can see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's just me and you.
And as the years go by,
Our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Alright, do you realize that that actually we have the same teacher that did the video for Mother's Day and Father's Day? And if you really look into it, you realize that there are even more the teacher start to put in some effect. He inserted some words. Even he can key in the subtitles, and he put on different creative like small things throughout the video. So that's why I say, get started first, and you will improve gradually. Because sometimes you can you do a small evaluation for yourself, or you get feedback from others. What we can do, and we see what is feasible, and we can start doing. And by doing that, we improve. So don't worry, just start, and it will be better, by the grace of God. So don't worry. And now we will go to some other thing that we did. For example, this one. This is on the left hand side. This is the notice that we send through WhatsApp, because we have a WhatsApp group for all our classes with the parents. And this is like the example of the message that we send to the parents, and we ask them to prepare something at home for the kids. And on the right hand side, we also include like a picture of what they have to prepare. And so what we did, let's see. So yeah, actually we did a Oreo cake, so from a picture, not only the girls can do very well, the guys also can do very well, from their cake, although it's not standardized, they have different style. Yeah, but they put in their creativity and make it nice in their own way. And actually we did that for Father's Day, so we get to ask them to give to their parents and the father, and also we take a picture. You see from the right hand side, although the father, the face, doesn't know how to smile, but you can feel that he understands the effort of the children, and also he willing to take the picture together. So, and yeah, left hand side, if you still remember, this is my partner for my crosstalk. Yeah, and this is his second son. So not only through activities we are able to get the children to be involved in the lesson, but they are also we get them thinking as well. If your kids, if you have kids studying in a government school, their kind of question they ask in their exam is called K-BAT, which means to get them really think, not just memorize and spit it out in the exam, but to really get them thinking. And so in our lesson, that's the same thing. Maybe like after the lesson, we can ask them, what did you learn from the lesson? You can type in the chat, or what is your action plan? So maybe you can even get them to get a piece of paper and start writing. What would you do? Like one simple action that we do after you learn from today's lesson, and also you get them to show on the screen, to show. Maybe not everyone's camera is very clear, but just to get them involved as well and get them thinking. And also, if possible, you read out a few from the class, also to interact with them, and also get them be really that teacher actually is checking on you and really see what you write there, and they will be more attentive and also be more serious when they're involved in all these activities. So not only by get them thinking, we can also not only throughout the before or during the lesson, even after the lesson, all this time can be utilized, and we can insert different kind of things to get them whether to get them thinking or to get them involved. That's very important. And there's also a very important thing which I call it like kinesthetic movement, whereby not only we get their brain to be involved or their hand to be clicking on the computers, but you really get them moving during the lesson as well. Maybe like whether is it like praise and worship time, or like different action, or even like you can get them asking them question and get their body to move also. For example, like simple one, for example, you can kids, how are you this week? Like you can show a thumbs up for me, to show how good is your week. If you're good, if your week is really really very bad, you give me this one. If your week is perfect 10, then you give me this one. Then you can show me how good is your week. You get them to show the hand, and also some of them also you can start asking them question and to interact and to really know them what happened to their week. And by that you can show concern also, and you build relationship with the kids. And maybe you don't use the thumbs, you can use like other movements. So for example, kids, you are going back to school soon. Are you happy about going to school after like 3-4 months? If you are very happy, you can give me a circle. I mean yes. Okay, if you don't like, give me a big cross over here. All right, so you can ask them this kind of question. Interaction as well, very important, very good. And not only by this, there are other ways. For example, let's say in the beginning of the lesson, you want to know how's their week. Okay, so you can say, kids, could you use an adjective to describe your week? Whether you type in the chat, or you can get them like like to go to participants, and to they can change from more, there you rename. Use a adjective to describe your week, and put it there. Or kids, how are you feeling today? Use an adjective to express how you're feeling now, and put it in front of your name. For example, I like to talk a lot, so maybe I can say like talkative peer. Okay, then I can rename myself easily. Yeah, so this is one of the way to be very interactive and to get them started, because when they just join in the lesson, they have they might come with different feelings, or they are busy with other things also just now, or they just finish their dinner, they just rush in, they need time to settle down. So by having all these little activities or ways that to get them really settled down and to fit in, or to be focus, or to turn their focus to the lesson or to everyone which is in this class together. That's very important. And right now we have come to one of the most important lesson of our sharing today. Alright, so now I will perform 2 demonstrations, and I want you to answer me this simple question. Which demonstration does it relate to you more, or you feel that is better? Okay, so the first interaction. Hello everyone, welcome to our online 1, 2, 3. Are you ready for the lesson today? Okay, demonstration number 2. Hello everyone, welcome to our online teaching 1, 2, 3. Are you ready for the lesson? Okay, give yourself 5 seconds to think which one connects to you more. Alright, I believe you have your answer now. And do you realize what's the difference between these 2 demonstrations? Actually, is eye contact. On the first demonstration, I was looking at the camera, whereby the second time I was looking at myself, which is in the screen. And actually, for answer for my first question is, actually the number 1 demonstration is better, because I was having eye contact with the person which is over the screen, which is you. But the second one, without the eye contact, you feel that maybe the talking wasn't that well. Although, whether is it intonation, everything is the same, whether it's the hand gesture as well. But without the eye contact, you just feel different. Okay? So somebody might ask me, I really wanted to see myself, because usually we talk to people, by seeing their face, and I it's very hard for me to just look at the camera and talk. But it's okay, just with some practice you can get used to it. And if you're really having hard time to get used to this habit, or to cultivate this habit, you can just put a small notes, whether it is sticky notes or just a small arrow or whatever, to let you yourself to always look at the camera. Maybe you just put a simple arrow and say, look here, yeah, whatever way that help you, you can use it. And for if you really want to see the people in the camera, in the screen, so the eye contact is very important. Not only that, it's very important to adjust our posture in front of the camera. The eye should be on the same level with the camera. Okay, so you won't look either too low or too high, because when you are looking from a very low angle, then you are looking up at the camera, it doesn't look good if people can see too much of your neck, or your chin. Yeah, so if you are sitting too high and you're looking down at the camera, it doesn't look very pleasant. So make sure it's on the same eye level. All right, and also we need to fully utilize the screen that we have. So it's very important for you to realize how big the space you can have, and you can move lah. Okay, so for example, we are leading like praise and worship. You are doing action, you want the kids to be involved as well. So always remind yourself that to move within the frame. For example, a song like Ways of Mercy, Ways of Grace. Although if it's normal, normally I would say ways of mercy, ways of grace. But if you really want them to see your action, it's very important to keep your action within the frame so that the kids can see it. All right. So besides the moving within the frame, we have to give ourselves some head space as well. Although we have to utilize the screen, but don't fill it all up. Leave just some space, on top, and also try to position yourself at the center. Okay, unless you are using the virtual background, which we'll talk later, alright? So I think, for example, my posture here and the percentage of me taking the screen is pretty good, okay? And there are one more thing that's important, no? You can utilize the distance from the camera, you know, whether you move very far away or you get very close, you know, because it will give you different feelings. For example, you know, if you want to act like you are talking something secret with them, you say you get closer and then, hey, let me tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody, okay? Or very far, you know, to feel the distance, okay? And actually, by being further from the camera, when you are not looking at the camera, actually it's not that obvious, you know. For example, now I'm just looking at slightly lower than the camera, but it feels like as if I'm looking at the camera. But when you get closer, it will be very obvious, as now I'm not looking at the camera. No, it's very easy to notice. So you can also use the distance, you know, to help you, because sometimes, you know, people say I might need to look at notes when I'm teaching. So what should I do? What my suggestion for you is that you keep the notes on the top 1/3 of your screen. Okay, so you can look at it while giving the kids the impression that as if you are looking at the camera. Okay, and the other 2/3 maybe you can just put the zoom lah, so you can see the faces of the other kids lah. Okay, when you're not teaching. Okay, so in summary, first one, eye contact is very important. Second, eye level, make sure you know it's on the same level with the camera. The third one, head space, so give yourself some little space. Fourth, your body movement. You know, move within the frame. Also, you know, you can move front and back. You know, and the fifth one is, you know, utilize the whole space. Okay, try to maximize your usage of the space that which is the most comfortable for yourself and the audience to see. So in summary, first is the eye contact. Second, your eye level. Okay. Third, make sure you have some head space. Fourth, make sure your body movement, you know, within the frame so that the kids can see you, you know, and the front and back, you know, you can control it. And the fifth is the utilize the whole space. Okay. Try to maximize your usage and to make it position in the center. Okay, so after we have shared so much on the part of how to conduct engaging lesson, so now we'll get to how to equip ourselves better for online teaching. Okay, but first of all, don't feel stressed, you know. Definitely I will introduce you some simple equipment to buy. If you really don't want to spend the money, that's fine. Okay, I will also teach you a cheap alternative way and how to utilize the equipment that we have to best serve the purpose for online teaching. Okay, so before that, let me ask you a question. Do you think that sound or audio or the video, which is a camera, which one is more important when it comes to online? Okay, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so actually the answer is the audio or the sound is more important than the video or the camera. Why is that so? Because according to studies, people have the tendency to stop watching video if the quality of the sound is very bad where the video is okay, but they will still stay on to watch the video when the sound quality is okay, whereby the video is not so good. Okay, this is a human nature, and that's why, you know, all this online platform, whether is it on YouTube or like Facebook, they prioritize the sound or the audio over the video or the camera. Okay, so let's start to talk about the audio or the sound. Okay, because usually, you know, when you buy cheaper computer or laptops, you know, these are the, whether it's a camera or the microphone is the thing that they will compromise on. Okay, so I would suggest, if best, get a mic. Okay, a simple mic will do. Now, it doesn't cost you much money. Okay, so today I'm gonna share you this mic. Okay, this is a Boya mic. Okay, the model is B1 BY-M1. Okay, it costs around 40 ringgit. You can easily get it from whether is it Shopee or Lazada. Okay, and if you really think that you don't want to spend money on it, that's fine as well. I will teach you the cheap alternative. Okay, how do you utilize what you have already? Okay, for example, today I have this Apple earpiece which my sister gave it to me when she bought an iPhone 4. I know it's been many years, but it's still usable. Okay, so for example, the microphone part of the earpiece is here. So usually what I would say that is maybe you can get a paper clip to clip it here, so when you are talking the reception will be better. Okay, and a little things because when the earpiece is white, the best is you can wear a white color shirt so it's not that obvious. So what I did today, the mic is black, so I wear a dark blue shirt where it's not so obvious for you all to notice. Okay, last but not least on audio, when some computer have only one audio jack for their whether is it microphone or headset, and so when you want to buy a mic and you want to use it, it's very important to buy an extra audio splitter in order to let the laptop or the desktop to recognize that you are actually putting in a microphone, an input instead of an output. Okay, so you can also wear another extra earpiece or extra speaker in order to hear better. You can hear yourself as well. Okay, so if your computer have two audio jack, one for the microphone, one for the earpiece, okay, then you don't have to buy these extra things. Alright, so after we talk about audio, now let's talk about video. As I mentioned just now, a computer which are not so expensive, you usually compromise on both the video and the audio. So I believe now you have a question. Should I buy a camera like like those very expensive, or buy external webcam? Is it really necessary? My answer for you actually is no. Why is that so? Because a camera basically, they will just capture the lights that's in front of them. So a bad one catches lesser light, which a good one catches most of the lights. Okay, so in order to look better in front of the camera, actually the more important thing is the light. Okay, let me show you the difference of me without light and with light. Okay, so without you knowing, actually now I have two extra light source shining on me to make my face look better. Okay, so let's show you how I look without the light. Okay, so this is me without the light, and even you can see the glaring from the desktop. Do I look pale or do I look ill to you? So you notice the differences already? Okay, before we go further, let me turn my light back on first. Yes, so actually light does do magic, okay, for online teaching. So what I would suggest you all to buy a very simple and a cheap lamp. Okay, this is what I would suggest to you all. It's a clip wireless LED reading desk lamp. Okay, you can get it easily from Lazada or Shopee as well. Okay, when you buy, do take note. Buy the one with a higher this milliampere. The difference is when you buy a higher one, it means that you have more choices of lights. For example, mine will have this yellow warm light and a white light. Okay, so it even come with a hybrid where both the yellow light and the white light will shine, and different types of the light have 3 different intensity brightness. Okay, so basically just within one light I have 9 different types of intensity and brightness and different colors. Okay, so it's about 30 ringgit. Okay, so currently I'm using 2. Okay, 2 is very good enough already. Okay, so now let me show you some simple tips on using the lights. Okay, first make sure that the light is 45 degree above you. Why is that so? Because when people like me with glasses, when we directly look into the light source, then we have this glaring thing, you can see that. But when I'm looking at the camera itself, because it's 45-degree with the light, you won't see the glaring. Okay, this is the first trick. And also second, make sure it's about like 50 centimeter or less than 1 meter, okay, from you. Let the light naturally fall on your face, okay, and make sure that there's no extra light source that's behind you. If not, you will look very dark, okay, by comparison. It's kind of a relativity kind. If it's too bright and you are not so bright enough, then you will look darker lah, okay. And for everyone, because at our home, the light changes during the night time and daytime. So make sure that you find 2 different spots, okay. One is for the daytime, where you have enough light source to make yourself look good in front of the camera, and the second one is for the night time. And sometimes you have windows at home that during daytime it's very bright, but do remember, because sometimes the light come on just one side, the other part of your face will look dark as well. So make sure you have another external light source to compensate, okay, to make yourself the whole face look as it's the same lah. If not, there's one bright, half of it dark, it also doesn't look good on you as well. Okay, and also do we have a cheap alternative? Yes, we have. Okay, if you don't want to buy a new one, you can try to utilize the maybe table lamp or study lamp that you have at your home, or you have been not using it for a very long time. Like a normal desk lamp can also do the trick as well, but make sure you have to position at the right place, the right angle, okay, that will looks very good on you as well. Okay, so this is what we're gonna say about video. Okay, and now we're going to go to the last part of the lesson, okay, which is the virtual background. Okay, let's go. Alright, before we get to our last topic today, which is virtual background, I have a question for you. Do you like the painting behind me today? Alright, so for some of you might notice, actually this is not the actual painting, okay? Actually, I'm using a function called virtual background, okay? And now I'll show you how my wall actually looks like, okay? Actually, it's a green screen, okay? So, and you might ask, why do you talk about this? Is it really important, or how should I use it in my lesson? Okay? First of all, let's look at the video.
Hello kids, I'm so happy to see y'all here tonight. How are you? Look, where is this place? Our church. Do you miss our church? I hope to see you all very soon again in church, okay? But we are not going to church tonight. I'm going to bring you to somewhere else. Are you ready? Come, please fasten your seatbelt, okay? Let's go. We are reaching soon. 3, 2, 1. Here we are. You must be thinking, teacher, why are you bringing us here tonight? Because we need to buy shoe. I need your help to choose the right shoe for the right person. Before that, children, do you know why do we need shoe? Sometimes it can be so troublesome to learn right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, which one is which one, and learn how to tie shoelace, right? But they must have a reason. Why do we need shoe? Let me show you photos. Oh, this is the reason why. This will happen if we are walking barefoot on the dry surface. Our feet will get dusty, smelly, muddy. Not only that, we might get injured, right? Due to the sharp object. I see. No wonder we need shoes to protect our feet. Now, let's go and get shoes. Okay, look at the pictures. You see, the children do not have any shoes to go to school. So children, which one should we buy for them? A or B, the high heel? Yes, A, right. Okay, we will get the white shoe. How about the construction workers? Do you think they can wear slipper to walk on the muddy road? Is it safe for them to do that? No, it should be B. Okay, we will get that. Thank you so much. Okay, so children, now we know we need shoes because we want to keep our feet safe, right?
Yeah, so just now the video you watched is one of our children ministry teacher conducting a lesson, okay? So what she actually did was she made a lot of variation or changes, you know, in the with the virtual background, so that it can be a more interesting lesson, okay, or even like can see the storytelling to make the kids, you know, to have visual visual input to get them more into the story itself, okay. And I can even show you a example of me doing, okay. Okay, for example, just now I did like a introduction, you know. I can say hello. So okay, hi everyone, I'm Pierre Wee. Okay, so I'm very good to share you all today. You know, this is a simple introduction. This is me, you know. Yeah. During this Christmas drama, you know, if you continue to do your introduction, maybe you can, you know, if you want to change the background, that's fine. You know, you just change another picture. For example, this one. You know, this is me. You know, I took on a very interesting challenge this beginning of this year, where I do is a crosstalk. You know, so by having a virtual background at the back and you leave some space at the side where you can, you know, be there. So not only you just by word you say the story, not by listening as only, they can also have a visual input that can really see what you are telling, and also they can see your face as well. Okay, this is different from a screen sharing whereby people cannot see your face. Okay, so now I will demonstrate to you how do I make the picture according to what I want to put it as a virtual background. Okay, so the tools I will use is Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, first you insert the picture into the slides, and okay, we can adjust the size of the pictures, usually slightly less than half, and put it on the top right corner or top left corner, okay, according to your preference. And we will leave a blank space, okay, for us to put our head, okay. And what do we do now? Okay, if there's two pictures, then you did the same for the second as well. Move it to the side, okay. And what do we do now? Actually, we go to File. There's an option called Export, okay. So you can choose the file format, okay. I will save it as a JPEG file, okay. And whether is it for every slide or current slide, okay. I will make it for every slide, okay. And export in everywhere, anywhere you want, and save it as any name, okay. And export it, okay. Then what do we do now? We go back to Zoom, okay. We can choose virtual background now, okay, because it's already here. I will try to demo how I insert it, okay. So we go to this add image, okay. We'll go to where we save it, okay. For example, save it at workshop, okay. This is my virtual background, okay. This is where I save this, okay. Slide 1 and slide 2, okay. Alright, so depends on how long is your story or what do you want to do, you know. For example, if you're telling a very long story, then you can put it all here first, okay. So as you say the story or, you know, do introduction, then you can change accordingly, okay. As you can see, yeah. So I'm on the side, okay. Let me move to my side first, okay. And you can start your story, you know. Hey, hi, I'm a full-time in church, and this is a picture of me involving in the Christmas. And this is a story. This is a challenge that I took on beginning of this year, you know. You can change according to the story, okay. So this is how we did for the virtual background changes, okay. So now I know you want to know how can we make this green screen, okay. So now I will tell you. Okay, so now let's come back to the topic. How do we make this green screen? You can buy those very expensive where they use in Studio One, those very professional green screen, where I think it's more than 100. Okay, I think you should be able to find it online as well. Okay, but how about the cheap alternative? Okay, I also using the cheap alternative. Okay, so as you can see, actually this is just paper. Okay, I bought like 7 paper, each about 1 ringgit 20 cents. Okay, so total is about 7.20 for me to make this green screen. Okay, So for example, if you cannot permanently put it on a wall where you have to take it down, so maybe you can buy things like this kind of board, you paste the green screen there, and so it's easier for you to put it up and take it down whenever needed. No problem. Okay, use your creative. Okay, or you can use like whether cloth hanger or whatever to hang it up, or just like your curtain, you just buy a piece of cloth like curtain to put it at the back, or even green towel work as well. Okay, but you have to think of a way to hang it up lah. Okay, and so you might have a question now. Is it necessary to have it in green color? Before answering this question, I will show you a little tricks. Okay, let me prepare myself first. Why did my body disappear? So this is a little trick that you can use with your kids also. So actually the function of how does this green screen work, basically the camera will recognize a color as a background, whereby the rest of the color they will show it up, and the same color they will hide it. Okay, so actually let me see how it actually looks like right now. Okay, you see, because my screen is green and my shirt is green, so it will automatically hide my body. You'll detect as the same color. It doesn't have to be exactly the same color. Okay, they will still consider as same. Okay, so actually even like this kind of green, 3 different color green, it can also be disappear. Okay, let me show you. Ta-da! All 3 kind of green disappear. Okay, so after you know how it works, so you understand. Does it necessarily have to be green? No. Why? Because any other color also can. But you must make sure that this color is some color that you don't usually have on you or your shirt. Okay? For example, you cannot use like white color, because you recognize your teeth as the same as background, and so when you're talking, your teeth will disappear, you become virtual background as well. Or you cannot use black, if not your hair will disappear. Okay, so make sure you use some color which is not so common. For example, maybe like purple, light purple maybe, or some other color. But I would say maybe green should be the best, or blue also can. Okay, but you have to make sure for example, because our children ministry, our assistant teacher, their uniform is light green as well. So for them, I would say the best is their virtual background is not green color. If not, their body will disappear. Depends on the color and other consideration that you might need it. Okay, so you can plan what color do you actually need for your green screen or virtual background. Alright, we have one small thing for you to take note regarding this virtual background. Okay, so when we using this virtual background, make sure you tick on I have a green screen. Okay, why is that so important? Okay, let me show you. Okay, when you see I untick it, you see that my edges, you can even see the background color. Okay, and the movement of my hand will be very blurry and the graphic will be very bad. Okay, but when I tick on it, you can see that all the details are much clearer now. You don't get to see the very blur edges of me. Okay, so do remember, tick on I have a green screen. Alright, time flies, and we are at the end of our sharing today, and hopefully you are able to pick up a few very useful tricks that you can put into use for your children ministry and to benefit the kids that God put in your ministry. And towards the end, I would like to share a testimony of myself. Because right before MCO, I didn't even heard of this Zoom before. And but after MCO started, we start looking for methods for us to meet online for my cell group. So first I came across Zoom, and we use it for our working adults fellowship. And then I think to myself, since I can do it for my young adult, why I cannot use it for children ministry? So I discussed with a few teachers, and we say, let's do it. and that's how we started, meeting kids online. And at first we just our own class, then after we did it for a few weeks, we shared with other teachers, then we started doing it for our other classes as well. And right now we have all our ages of classes have this online Zoom going on. And this is how we started. We start by what we know, and we start to improve lah. Definitely at first we have a lot of different questions and problems as well. We didn't even know how to do like breakout room. We don't know how to use annotation. Don't know how to share screen. All these problems we start from zero, and really bit by bit we learn, and we by God's grace, really by God's grace, and God's leading, we are able to solve all these problems. Every week we have an evaluation after the lesson. We start to discuss, what mistake did we make just now, or what problem we are facing. Are we able to solve it? Then we will start to discuss. And in the beginning, it took us a very long time to do the evaluation. It might be quite tiring actually, but through our effort, and also by really God's wisdom, and for the invention of Google, we are able to solve all these problems. And like the problem that we have for like teaching online, to make it very interesting or engaging, thank God that we came across Brother Kenneth workshop, and that we are able to put a lot of very useful point into practice, and also to come up with some creative ideas, and also to hopefully that are able to benefit you all today. So first point that I want to share is, we don't start doing when we know a lot, but we start doing by working with what we have first. And because the ministry belongs to God, and I believe that God will truly guide us when in whatever problem, challenges, or question that we are being posed to. And like Brother Kenneth have really hugely helped us on to make our lesson more interesting. And I believe this is also one of the God's leading as well. And for myself personally, I never thought that I would be able to conduct like a workshop for other children ministry workers. I have never did that for my life, and this is the second time I do, because we did a part 1 for how to use Zoom. Okay, and the link is below as well. Okay, you can check it out. But so sorry, it's only in Mandarin. We didn't have it in English. Okay, and I believe that today I can be here to share with you all. It's definitely God has shown me so much grace and wisdom that I can be able to be who I am today. To learn all these things and to conduct online children ministry. I believe that the same God is leading you and guiding your ministry, and I believe you all can do much better than us. So I encourage you all to start doing it. And secondly, a lot of people I think MCO will be soon over, and I don't need this online teaching. But actually no, I would say that this is the future. Even schools started to adopt this online teaching during MCO, and I believe in the future we might have more and more this kind of chances to conduct lesson or classes online, which I think we should really equip ourselves, because we should be like the good shepherd of God, where all these little lambs are being given to us by God. We have to really take care of them and do our very best to keep up with time, to tap on the advancement of the technology, and to really be equipped for all kinds of circumstances, to do our very best and to really adapt with time. So hopefully you all today not just listen to me, but you really will put it into practice, and also to really start trying and doing it. Just like still remember the teacher who did the video for Father's Day and Mother's Day. Just by keep on doing it, we can all improve. And by working a small step every day, when you look back, you will realize that how long have you worked and how much improvement that you have made throughout the process. That will be amazing as well. Okay, so and lastly, I truly hope that God bless you all in your ministry, and bring back the kids that have been staying at home for too long, or you are losing them for too long. And I pray that God will really put in more kids into the ministry, and also so that we can be really a good spokesperson for God, and also may God work in the heart of the children. Alright, so that's it for our sharing. And below, I've also inserted my contact as well. If you have any question or you have any good ideas, feel free to share with us. I'm very happy that if I got a chance to learn from you all as well, you know. And I think that's it for our sharing. And we hope that to hear from you as well. Alright, bye bye.